GST rationalization impact on specific sectors, right? And autos is the really big one. You heard from Timsy, you heard from Mr. Sudhir Kapadia. Sud is now joining in with market implications. What is the street making of it? Where is this likely to show up the most in a bigger way? So over to you.
So it's a big day for automakers thanks to the announcement of GST rationalization made by PM Modi in his Independence Day speech on 15th of August. So now remember that most of the auto GST on autos are mostly 28% or above that. So first talking about two-wheelers, which companies would be the biggest beneficiaries? Two companies that will benefit the most are Hero MotoCorp and Eicher Motors. So why so? So now bikes with the engine capacity up to 350cc or less than 350cc, on that GST rate may be reduced to 18% from 28%. So for Hero MotoCorp, 95% of their sales of domestic sales come in this category. For Eicher Motors, 86% of their total sales have the engine capacity of 350cc or less than that. So that's the reason these companies will benefit the most. Coming to four-wheelers, so there would be two categories of rates. First, below 1200cc engine cars, for that tax may be reduced to 18% from 28% plus cess. Also, it also has small cess of 1 to 3%. For hybrid passenger vehicles, for petrol up to 1200cc, rate may be reduced to 18%, and for diesel passenger vehicle, that is hybrid up to 1500cc, here also rate may be reduced to 18%. Biggest beneficiaries here, Maruti, Mahindra & Mahindra and Ashok Leyland. Why Mahindra & Mahindra? So Mahindra & Mahindra also has tractor segment for which GST rate currently is 12%. Now there is an expectation that rate may be reduced to 5% from 12%. That's the reason M&M will benefit. Now, MS is saying that in 2008, when government had announced excise cut, rate cut and sixth pay commission, it had led to 20% plus demand in autos for the next 2 years, that is 2009 and 2010. So similar kind of demand MS is expecting because of GST rationalization. In two-wheelers, it believes that Hero MotoCorp and Eicher Motors will benefit the most, and in passenger vehicles, Maruti and Mahindra will benefit the most. Nomura is saying tax cut by 10% will boost demand in the range of 15 to 20%, and if GST cut on ICE vehicles happens, it is likely to significantly impact EV adoption because price gap between EVs and ICE would increase sharply. And as per Nomura, Mahindra & Mahindra, Hero MotoCorp and Ashok Leyland will benefit the most from GST rationalization.
Okay, very, very interesting. Sudarshan, that Morgan Stanley note is interesting. They're talking about 20% increase last time around when this happened in the early 2000s. The only thing missing is a pay commission benefit that came in, that graphic. There was a pay commission impact as well. And now that's the only thing you can argue. The tax cuts have happened, income tax, maybe even GST. But whether there's enough pay power for people to go out there and consume. But anyway, let's focus on consumer durables as well. Upasana is here with what the proposed cuts could perhaps mean for this segment. Upasana.
Well, lower GST rates proposed by the government are expected to spur the demand for consumer durables, especially for the categories like ACs and large TVs. Now, currently, if we look at the current rates within electronics, ACs and large TV screens above 32 inches are at 28% GST slab, while other categories such as smartphones, refrigerators, small screen TVs below 32 inches, washing machine, microwave, geysers are at a 18% slab. Now, looking at the brokerages, Jefferies says that the GST rate rationalization is expected in Q4 CY25, and it sees a good chance that GST on ACs may come down to 18% versus currently 28%. CLSA says that the air conditioner currently attracts a 28% GST rate, which could potentially be lowered to 18%, and it expects this change to strongly influence demand for air conditioners, particularly after the recent signs of weakness that was seen in Q1 FY26. Now, to consumers, as durables as a sector, it believes that this change will affect both the demand growth and profitability of the sector. Kotak says that the new rates may provide 2.4 trillion boost, benefiting mostly autos and consumer durables. And lastly, according to the media reports, if we look at the company's comments on the back of this, Harry Appliances says that any rate rationalization will give significant boost to demand for AC prices, as ACs are poised prices are poised to grow up in the next year due to the energy rating. And also Blue Star has also commented and said that while AC will compete with many other categories, it's still a big positive for sales is what they are expecting.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Upasna. Well, let's hop across to Vinny. She's focusing on apparel as well as footwear. Vinny, take it away.
Hi, good morning. So obviously this is something positive that comes in for both apparel as well as footwear companies. Now this will improve obviously affordability in terms of GST rationalization that comes in, affordability improvement as well as will spur consumption. Current GST rates that we would look at, now apparels that are priced below 1,000 rupees are currently at in that 5% slab rate. That remains the same. Apparels that are priced above 1,000 rupees, they are currently taxed at 12% and that will come down to 5%. So that positive comes in over there. Footwear below 1,000, 12%, and likely that could change to 5%. So that will be where it will remain at, and that's the positive sign there. While footwear above retail price of 1,000 rupees is at 18%. So that is the benefit where we'll see coming in. Now for Trent, when you look at it, 1/3 of their sales actually come in from West Side, where most of the products are 1,000 rupees and above that. So yes, for Trent, the West side of the format will see us more benefit coming in. Zudio is currently priced below that 1,000 reach. That's a value side. That's 2/3 of their sales, so not a benefit on that front. But for West Side format, Trent will see a benefit. Page Industries, around 40% of their sales, which is largely outerwear. That is where the prices are mostly above 1,000 rupees, and that's where we'll see that benefit coming in from moving from 12% to 5%. So 40% of their sales could see that benefit of this GST rationalization. Bata, 40% of their sales are again priced below 1,000, 60% is priced above 1,000. So 60% of the sales will see the benefit coming in for rationalization as well. And for Metro brands as well, 90% of the sales from footwear is above 1,000. So we could see that rationalization benefit that could come in here for footwear companies as well. Specifically, if they are in that range of 1,000 rupees, then from 5% to 12% to 5% is the benefit there.
All right. Thanks very much, Winnie, for that.